Hey, Nikki's back. And first boot of this guy. Sorry for the mess. Like I said, even I was telling you guys before, I fell out of opportunity, and this is just my bedroom. I'm just working on the floor. So just to elevate it from the floor, I have a little box here to put this on top. You guys remember this? You can even see me. Hi. This is the Next Dock Touch. By the way, I got the Next Dock 360 coming in soon. But basically, this is just not a laptop. This is a lap dock, if you guys know what that is. Basically, it's not a laptop. It looks like a laptop, but it doesn't have any of the laptop stuff in there. There's no CPU, there's no RAM, there's nothing. It's just a keyboard, trackpad, screen. Connect this to the HDMI port into that guy right there. And then that connects to a USB port there for keyboard. It's also touchscreen, so the touchscreen will work. So let's power it on. First thing first, I'm going to power this on. The problem I have with the Next Dock is that it doesn't stay on for too long. It will go to sleep like after a little bit. Oh, there you go. I just want to record the first boot for you guys. Again, sorry for the glare. It's a shiny screen. Got the Beelink logo. And it is running Windows 11. Oh, my hair's a mess. You can hear the fan kick up. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's not even hot. I can feel the air coming in too. Coming out, I mean. I don't know if you guys can catch that on through the video. Okay. So it is touchscreen. This is basically your standard Windows. So it's not connected. I don't have internet connection. Continue with limited setup. Accept. Is that E? The mouse isn't. Oh, there, it's the mouse. See, that's the one thing I don't like about this too, is the mouse is not reliable. It just moved a little bit, now it stopped moving. Weird. Password. Well, let's type that in. Security questions. I don't have any. Sure. I'll just type 1. It's just to get it out of here. I'm gonna reformat this. I probably should have just... Looks like it's a clean setup. I don't think this is a... I don't think they have anything on here that is Beelink specific, but we'll find out. You know how like Dell and HP, they put in their own software and experiences and ads and all that stuff. basically their own stuff in there. I don't think Beelink is like that. Why won't this... It's not focusing. Why not? There you go. This is in real time too. I did put in a SATA drive in there, but I found out one thing. First of all, you have to put it in upside down, not right side up. Because of that, your height of your SSD really matters. So this is a thinner one and this is a thicker one. It will not work with the thicker ones. It just won't fit. The connector's not at the right height. Even if you were to loosen up the connectors, you know, like it was screwed down. I tried that just to see if I can get around it. Once you loosen it up and plug it in there, just so you can get some extra height, the cover, the bottom cover does not install. Does not go on right. So you have to make sure that whatever drive you get, it has to be the thinner 7.5. I think this is the 7.5 millimeter. Wait, no, I think this is the 5.5 millimeter. Whichever one it is, it's the thinner of the two. There's actually three sizes that I know of. 9.5, 7.5, and a 5.5. I think this is the 5.5. I know about the 9.5 because I had to use one for the Mac. The MacBook Pro that I have, the 2011. So, there you go. Because it wasn't set up online, I guess it could not load any of the crapware. That was tips. What's this one? It's also tips. And it's trying to connect to the internet. Yeah, it looks like it's just a standard install of Windows. Let's see, what version is this? System? So there you go. It's the 16 gigs Radeon graphics. Oh, wow. It includes Pro. I was not expecting that. I was actually thinking it would include Home Edition or something, but it's activated. And it's Windows Pro. Of course, if you don't trust this... Oh, wait a minute. It says AZW as the manufacturer. Now, that's interesting because I don't know who AZW is. Of course, if I go here, it's probably going to try to go open up the web. So it does go to Beelink. So this is slightly customized by Beelink. And there is... It looks like there is a Radeon driver installed. Radeon software is installed. Why is it not focusing? Sorry, guys. So, quick setup. So it comes with the drivers already installed, so that's good. Let's take a look at the device manager. What the? See, again, I never followed up on this next dock. So why did I buy another one? Supposedly it's better. And they're the only ones in the game. There's third-party ones that are basically just next dock clones. So they have all the exact issues. But there's your Radeon graphics. It just says Radeon graphics. It doesn't tell you exactly what it is. There's the SATA. I just put this in on the say. That's the other thing too. I noticed that this drive covers up that fan. So I'm not even sure it's a good idea to do that. But if that's the case, then the only thing I can do is have an external drive full of ROMs rather than the internal drive. So that wouldn't be ideal. We'll have to see how bad that gets with further testing. But there's network adapters. So it's a Realtek 2 gigabit network with the Intel AX. By the way, this is another thing I don't like about it, is that it emulates a mouse, not a trackpad. So they're taking my input as like in a weird way. It doesn't respond as smoothly as you would hope for or expect. So it is using AMD audio device. I guess that's for the HDMI and DisplayPort. Realtek for the integrated audio. Standard NVMe. All right, let's take a look at Task Manager. Let's do logical processors as well. So you got 1 socket, 8 cores, 16 logical processors. The memory is running at 3200. And hardware reserve 3.1 gig. I'm guessing that's for the graphics, which I heard was adjustable. So here's the drive. There's my second drive. And there's the Radeon graphics. Alright, I don't know what else to show. I don't want to connect it to the internet yet, but let me see if I can get some stuff like, oh, I didn't get that, sorry. Let me see if I can get like CPU-Z and GPU-Z running. Alright, I'm going to move this off to the side a little bit so I can actually use the thing too. But I'll try to angle it a little bit. But I did get some of my tools that I use. I found out that the drive I installed on there already has some of this stuff and some games from MAME, so that would be cool. Oh, I didn't mean. What's wrong with this thing? Alright, I guess I can't move it around, but there you go. Max TDP 45. I think you can go higher than that. Let's see. That's the motherboard. We can. Oh, so that's the manufacturer's AZW. So we'll have to see if there's a new BIOS, but that one is the latest one that they got there is dated to June, which isn't too bad. So this is the memory. It's also CL22, so okay, so they didn't cheap out on the memory. Micron, nice. These are single rank though, just as I expected. So hopefully with the memory that I purchased, Not only will it double the memory, which I don't really need, but what's more important is that it'll have dual rank. Just as I suspected. This is a Vega integrated graphics. And right now it's set to 3 gigs memory. Let's bench this thing. This is just a really quick one-shot deal just to see what it looks like. It's not going to be very indicative, really. Oops, sorry. So what is it close to? Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. $10,700, $11,900K. Faster than the 3700X, which is also a 8-core 16-thread. Closest is the 10 series, the 10th generation Core i7, which is also an 8-core 16-thread. Okay. It's no, we're gonna be near any of these other ones, except for maybe single core. Well, that's the newest generation right there. These newer generation processors are crazy high on their single thread, especially the 13th gen. You're giving up that single core performance when you go to an AMD, but so 5950X, that's the same generation as this one, by the way. It's the 5000 series. So in this current configuration, the single core is the only thing that you want to match with it, and it's slightly slower. But then again, we have to take a look to see if there's any way to turn up the power utilization. There's that about version. Let's open up core temp. Where did it go? It's off the screen. Alright, here we go. Actually, while it's doing that... Oh, come on. Alright, so... hard to control with this tablet in front of me. Let's run the bench one more time. Let's take a look at the utilization, the temperature and the power draw and all that stuff. I think it went back down a bit. Yeah, slightly down, probably because I was using it. I'll benchmark it one more time. So it hit a max of 74 degrees Celsius. Even though it says 45 watt, configured for 45 watts, it really does look like it's hitting 54. So let's do a stress test, which basically all that does is just hits it consistently, continuously, just to see if it will thermal throttle. And here we have hit 82, 83. Now, I don't know if this can get any better with better thermal paste or anything like that. Hasn't throttled so far. We've hit a max of 87, but you can actually hear, I'm hoping you can hear the fan. It's ripping real hard. But it hasn't throttled just yet. It's already hit almost 90 degrees Celsius, but it's still pulling 54 watts. And it didn't throttle. Should be throttling by now, but it's still not. It's hit 90. I'm actually pretty satisfied with this as far as performance and worrying about throttling. I don't think it's gonna throttle. Now it probably will if I go even further, but some processors, you know, like some chassis and cooling, they would throttle like almost right away. So the fact that it's going this long and it still hasn't, even if it starts throttling now, that wouldn't be too bad. And the only reason why I say that is because sustained power, you know, CPU utilization like that is not a realistic use case, unless you're like doing a lot of video conversions and stuff like that. But again, for gaming and for emulation, it shouldn't be like this. This is kind of like the worst case scenario where I'm hitting all cores and it's staying at 90 and it's not throttling. The chassis does not feel hot. The air coming out of here in the back is just lukewarm. So maybe thermal paste will help, because the fact that I'm not feeling heat, you know, that much heat coming out of the back, it's just kind of lukewarm, tells me that the heat transfer could be better. I mean, I should be feeling that heat, but I'm not. Alright, so I'm going to stop and see how fast it cools back down. That's a decent rate. We can also hear the fan cooling down or coming back down. Oops, and there's something else. We do have MAME on here, but I haven't configured it or anything. But I do have these joysticks I'm going to plug in. I have 2 of these. I'm going to, let's see. Let's go to Microsoft's. So apparently they use 2 different kinds of circuitry in here. They're the exact same. Here, let me see. They're exact same ones, but Again, this was from a custom company that's no longer exists anymore. But they used two different circuitry, I guess. One is a Mad Catz gamepad that they took apart. And another one is, I've never heard of this arcade in the box before. So it works. There's a joystick. And it seems like it's also emulating both the digital pad and the pot pad, whatever. 1, 2, 3, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, of course, the other controller. I have to cancel this one, which emulates an Xbox. So this is going to be more like an X input. So it uses the point of view hat. And the buttons are different too. So I noticed, see, this one's supposed to be 1, but they changed up 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they changed it up. And this one's the Xbox button. I don't think I can show both at the same time. Alright, well, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. I just got I had the Mad Catz one, so I knew about that one. And then this one my brother had at his place, and he let me take it home with me. Because I told him this is what I was trying to do, is to get an emulation box. And I never noticed, and I never realized that they use different boards. Yikes. Okay. That's good to know. I don't know why they did it that way. We've always connected this to our Xbox 360, so we never knew. Let's see what it looks like. If there's anything good that I can play. Let's do Street Fighter. Oh, that's right. I gotta go. Nope. Where is it at? General settings. I had to set up folders. Oh, I don't think I have any ROMs on here. See, I hate this mouse. No, they should be in here. Oh, maybe not. Now that's weird because this disc is full, so I was expecting it to have some ROMs on here, but I don't see it. But anyways, that would be another video. Hopefully, I'm trying to get it so that eventually it would just be all controlled by a controller. Let's see if I can, I wonder if I can get into the BIOS. Delete, there you go. because I'm sure you guys are going to be interested in seeing what it looks like. And it's your basic AMI one. So, yep, 8 cores running at 3.2. Smart fan function. Interesting. So maybe you can adjust the fan curve on here so it's quieter if it bothers you. There is a lot more settings here than I expected. Because I hear a lot of people were saying that there isn't... Oh, there's 2 ports. Probably only 1 physical port, but... People are telling me there isn't much to set up. Now, I don't think you can overclock. I didn't expect you to be able to. Or undervolt or anything like that. Not without any modifications, because there is a way to modify this, I heard. But yeah. Just going through here. Okay, that is a lot in advanced. And that's just the PBS, CBS. Usually you get overclocking information over here, but wow. Oh. Got my hopes up. Typically when you see this, it's like you can overclock using PBO, but as you saw, I accepted it and now it's blank. So no, you can't. Custom P chord states. Okay. Nothing there. Got your drive, Realtek stuff over here. VLAN configuration. Oh, you can do VLANs here. Interesting. USB. NVMe. Demo port. I have no idea what this is. Device. Fun. I'm guessing that's function, not fun. Trusted Computing 2.0, so that's why it's Windows 11 ready. Okay. Chipset, Southbridge stuff, which I didn't even know there was a Southbridge. Graphics configuration doesn't even give you anything. Memory, but that's more like just memory information. Secure boot. Boot and boot options. Okay. But what I'm interested in is that power settings. I thought there was a way to adjust power consumption. and you can throttle it. I think it is currently set for 54 watts, but I could have sworn that there was supposed to be a way to allow you to change the TDP. I don't see it. Which, to be honest, hey, as long as it's not stuck at 35 or whatever the other one was for the Pro version, that's all that matters to me. Now, for those who are looking for something quieter, but not as performant, but it's basically the same unit, then the Beelink SER5 Pro is what you're probably going to be looking at. But the cost is about the same, so if you want the extra performance, go with the Max. It's louder, but it doesn't throttle. And you definitely get the performance. Alright, so I think this is about all I want to go through. It's harder to go through with the camera in front, but I definitely want to play around with this a little more so I can spend time on this on my own and spend more time with it, just one-on-one with this thing. I am interested in installing Linux instead of Windows as my base OS for my emulation machine. If that doesn't pan out, then I can always put Windows 11 and see if I can strip it down and have it automatically run the emulation front end. I'm just feeling the power supply. It's kind of lukewarm, but that's about it. But that is all for now. I will hopefully to get my video a little more succinct and polished. At least kind of like edit it down, but I just don't have time to do editing or anything. That's why this is, my videos currently have been kind of like camera in front of the thing. I might be able to pause the video because the Samsung does let me do that. I think the Pixel does too nowadays, so that's good. But I just wanted you guys to have the full experience. You know, how long it took for Windows to boot up and all that good stuff. In fact, I'm going to discard changes because I didn't change. Wait. That's not what I want. Let's just discard changes and exit. Let's see how quick it boots when it's not the first boot. The first time it took a little while because I had to set up everything. It's much faster. Log in real quick. Alright, well, the login process is longer than I'd like. But there it is. Now, this drive being as full as it is, I could have sworn there's gotta be some ROMs in here. I didn't see any. So I'm kind of wondering why did it do that? Why did it minimize? What? Is that like a gesture that I don't know about? By the way, that's another thing I don't like about Windows 11 is that the shortcut keys they changed a lot of. That's weird. I don't know where I put... See, I'm hitting R for properties, but it's not going there because they changed things up. Hate that. So, yeah. As much as I want to play some games on here, but I don't know where they are. I'm going to have to look for it. Because if you look at it, it's almost full. Now I have the full MAME set on my network, but I don't want to plug this in yet because this just, you know, from the factory, as much as I say, hey, it looks pretty clean, you will never know. The thing is, this is not like an HP or a Dell from a reputable company. Beelink is relatively reputable right now in the emulation and mini PC space, but they're still, I don't know, carry the same kind of trustability, if that's a word, if you know what I mean. These things are made in China. I don't know if they've put anything on the OS. The only other thing that I'm worried about, but I still got it anyways because everyone gave it great reviews. I'm still worried about the firmware, but you know what? Sometimes it's kind of like you just have to go with it. But I also don't plan on putting this online on the network. So the only thing I can, you know, what I was going to do is I was going to plug in a drive. So actually, I might do that. Hold on. All right, so this is my 5 terabyte external hard drive. See how thick that is? This is a drive I was thinking like, I might put that in there, but no, I don't think it will fit. Even if it was a SATA. I don't know if it is or not because Western Digital and Seagates, I believe, have started to do away with the standard plugs. So even if you... The terminology for this is called hard drive chucking, which is to buy a external hard drive, pull it apart, and take the hard drive and put it in the computer. But, you know, that's assuming that these are standard, you know, SATA drives, but not all of them are these days because companies are getting wise to that, and they started soldering on the SATA port directly on there and doing away with the SATA connector completely. So the SATA to USB bridge is integrated into the board. Why would people do that? You know, why would they chuck? Why wouldn't they just buy an internal one? Because sometimes external drives can be cheaper than the internal ones. And there are some drives that they use models of that are better than what you can get for the internal one. So that's the reality of it. So this is a 5 terabyte drive that I plugged in, and that has all of my ROMs. As far as I know, there's no executables in there, so I'm not worried about... I'm going to continue without scanning. Thank you very much. So there's all my ROMs. It's a newer ROM. It's a newer ROM set, I should say. Come on, just go in. All right, so now let's check it out, see if it works. If I can type. Nope, I cannot type. Come on, what's going on? Is it me or is this keyboard? I haven't set up the controllers yet, so I don't know if the button configurations are going to be correct. No audio. Oh, there you go. Hey, it works, but it's only for the second player. Oh, the buttons are wrong. Oops. That's... yeah. Controllers are not right. First punch. That's... that's forward. Ouch. Well, the controller works on the second side. It did not recognize the first one. But that's my emulation. That is what I'm hoping for. MAME, if you guys don't know, is oh, I forgot what it stands for off the top of my head. Whoa, what's going on? I don't like that. Okay, that's not good. The keyboard is not working anymore. And you can even hear that it's going in and out. Alright, I'm gonna unplug the controllers. Okay, what was that? Well, that's for me to figure out, but that was just a quick, you know, gameplay, you know, just to see, hey, look, it kind of works. Controllers need to be set up. Operating system needs to be set up. MAME works as is. Yeah, so, and now my mouse doesn't work anymore. Oh, there you go. But yeah, I can't say I'm completely happy with it just yet because I just got it and I'm experiencing it with you for the first time. I do like the build quality. It actually feels pretty solid. It looks like it's very performant. With the little test I did in front of you guys, it is what do you call, it didn't throttle, so that's good. And that's with a SSD drive in there that's covering up that bottom fan, which I don't understand that design at all. It's like, why did you put a fan down there and then actually let your customers put in their own SSD drive to cover that fan on the bottom? But even with that, you know, hard drive on the bottom, and I can feel it, it's a little warm on the bottom now. It's not like hot or anything. It is, it didn't throttle. So, you know, everyone does say that this is a good emulation machine. I don't doubt them at all. So, it's just, at this point, it's just a matter of getting the software down, and all that good stuff, you know. And I'm gonna see if there's a firmware update. I don't think I'm gonna modify it to get more performance out of it. And I don't think I need to undervolt. I can probably try just to see if it runs cooler, which also in turns means that it will overclock itself faster. Who knows? But yeah, this is going to be my offline, it's never going to go online, machine. If I need to get online to do updates and stuff for the operating system, I might just do that on a VLAN that has no access to my other devices. If I'm that paranoid about it, I don't think that's going to be an issue, really. I'm just more worried about the OS and the firmware. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.